Good morning, it's great to be with you. It's so very true. Today we do go live with album 22. It's true that you can be part of the launch crew if you want to be. It's for we to do together. Come join me for some fun, and we will play together as we journey through our day. And wherever you are, say, let me know, please, particularly in the replay B, 'cause they don't say anyone's here. But I'm gonna sing anyway, because I got lots to say, including that today we will raise the vibe and expand our tribe. Did you know that we can be the ones that we've been waiting for? It's true, you are the one you've been waiting for. You came here to master yourself, so I hope you will choose to do so. Sometimes we just need to clear our throats and to say we are star seeds incarnate, here from many places in this grand universe. The one song universe, one song. Can we all get along? Be kind is the shirt that I got under this one. It's true. Be kind. You are the one you've been waiting for. You are the one you've been waiting for. You're the one you've been waiting for. You are the one you've been waiting for. You are. So, now that I have shared that with several groups, I'm going to zip up. You better buckle up too, baby, because we are going to have an intense experience this morning. Instant, but the process took time. Don't you know they say it took 20 years to be an overnight success? I don't use too much, maybe just a touch. So, what I want to share with you today is album 22 goes live. You can go to album 22, album22.com, and see the artists we have featured in 22 songs. Plus, I'm getting the total count. So, that is very exciting. And now, this is the thing. Because it's our launch day, because you have a chance to go to the website and get these songs, you can download them. It's not for profit. It's for mental health awareness, suicide prevention. I shouldn't say that, because even that in itself is emphasizing suicide, because it's the prevention of that which is the focus that then gets more energy added to it, and the suicide entity already has a lot of energy behind it. And so we're really bringing awareness to mental health through music, and how our music really influences our vibration and our frequency and our willingness to be in the flow of the moment that we are in. So what I want to let you know is that we have 2 summits. I'm going to be sharing them live at 3:30 Eastern Standard Time today for the first, which I believe may be more populated because we have several people from over in Europe, including Luna Keller, whose interview I did on Thursday. I haven't had a chance. I've been doing my best, but I'm not always smooth as silk, yo. Just kidding. I don't know. Do you just kind of like to play and then just like sprinkle magic through your day by letting people know along your way they're awesome? Let them know that they're awesome and they'll think you're awesome too. Everybody remembers how you made them feel, so make them feel so great. Let them feel great. Let them know they are the ones they've been waiting for, yo. You are the one you've been waiting for, you are, yes, definitely. Do you ever break down Lee as lie? If you realize, real eyes, do you see the Nazi plan underway right now? This was not the way I wanted to go today per se, but I wanted to play anyway. And so after 3:30 today, at 5:55, we'll be going live over for the Empowering Leaders of Self Mastermind, where you can come to be yourself and organically unfold with others, willing to be themselves. You can be here with us today because we've got Wayne Peters from What's Up Canada coming, and Kyla Wilczak too, who's got property on the border of Manitoba and Saskatchewan. That was her father's vision for the modern day Woodstock, and now we'll be holding Woodstock Fest in September on the 9th. My grandma's birthday, it is true, was already scheduled ahead of time. And did you know that when Rimini guided us through a process, that was when I said album 22 would be the modern day Woodstock. And then I got invited to help with Woodstock. Would you know, there is no coincidence about that. So I say to you, let's go outside and not wake up my Papa Bob. And I love going through the threshold. Wouldn't you? I bet you wouldn't like it if you had any choice. One C and stands for me, okay. One of two. Why don't you just prance in life? Why do not you just wait and see what you could possibly be, that you aren't even you? Been waiting for, you are one you've been waiting for everything. Everything is all inclusive. It's a definite, a universal, and it's not always true. Truly. Going back to what I said before. I'm trying to be quiet. I sing at a higher octave that I can't always reach. It's funny. I think it's funny to be in my head. Do you agree? Can you see? I do not exist in my head. I have fallen into my heart. And this presentment, this now moment where all time exists. Have you ever been in anyone else? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Well, my friends, that is all I got for you today. No, it's not. It's just the beginning, all to say that I got a whole lot more coming for ya. And so I'm going to sit where I can glisten and have the light refracted off of my luminescence. Whatever that means and why, I don't know. But what I do is tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be reading chapters 3 and 4 of this baby here, The Human Aura by Katumi. DJ Qualls, or DJ Wall Hool, DJ Qual. I thought it was just DJ. Oh, I can't think of how to say that name, but I thought it was DJ Cool. But Dijwal. Yes, I believe that is it. It would be ideal not to go through that live, except it is not the option of the day, and thus we say DJ Qual or Dijwal Cool. Dijwal Cool is part 2, actually pillar 4 of the original 4 that the Ascended Masters used to share their teachings as the foundation. The human aura is the first pillar. The second then being Saint Germain on alchemy. The third also being that intermediate studies of the same. And then we go back to Dijwal Cool's version of the human aura, intermediate studies of the aura. So when we understand our energy, when we understand we are living in a multidimensional universe, one song, multidimensional, that being literal, the world that we see, the reality that we believe to be the truth. The truth, so far as what I see it to be, yes, that is what I proclaim this to be, my reality. Realistic evidence appearing legit in tomorrow's yesterday. which is what today is. Tomorrow is yesterday. Today, now. This now moment is tomorrow's yesterday, which means reality is just realistic evidence appearing legit in tomorrow's yesterday. Or what if we actually changed the E? So realistic, not evidence, but emotion. Realistic emotion appearing legit in tomorrow's yesterday. What if we actually started including our emotional body into the mix, realizing that is piece, that is a piece of our multidimensionality. So we have our literal experience, we have the mythic one, the stories, the hero's journey. We're all walking, I call it the sacred sojourn of the soul, and I've got a video we're going to be able to share soon that I created, really taking us through that hero's journey from a soulful perspective, the sacred sojourn of the soul. We're going to go through that together in a 10-minute video instead of my normal ones that go a lot longer, simply because I have a lot more to say. There is a lot of light that is waiting to be imbued your way, so please do say something more than about desire for me specifically. It is not about this. I am just the mirror. I am the vessel, the vehicle, the way that you received the message that you needed to hear today, in this moment, which is why you tuned in here. And, you know, sometimes things stick, and you have to let that be okay and not judge yourself for it, and yet also then say, okay, you know, like, just because we're all people doesn't mean we're all on the market. Like, doesn't mean we need to be buying people energetically. Like, it's been people under profits. It's been profits over people for so long that we have become culturally okay with using people to get stuff. And it's just like, just because you want something or just because you like something doesn't mean you need to possess it. Because if you try to possess it, it's like when you try to, you know, hold on to water. It's like you can clench it with a fist and you're going to squeeze all of that which could have been yours away if only you had just cupped it and let it be, exist, do its own thing, be a noble gas partner. The Honeymoon Effect is a brilliant book by Bruce Lipton that actually talks about noble gas partners being ones who are whole and complete, in integrity with themselves, that don't need a partner to complete them, that are not looking for someone else's dysfunction to make them feel better about themselves for a little while. And also then that control dynamic that comes out in toxic power dynamics that are just, who wants to have to control someone else? And if you do, what do you need to get hold of within yourself so that others don't become the way that you abscond responsibility to go within? Like, we only project outward that which we're not dealing with inwardly. So it's like when we have a reaction to something outwardly or someone, it's just like, okay, what part of our inner kingdom just got activated? Because we've got aspects of our personality that we've suppressed, repressed, depressed, compressed, rejected, tried to pretend don't exist, denied. Denial is Luciferian. And Richard Enos and I did a YouTube video that I would recommend called Lucifer, Luciferianism, False Light, and something else with Richard Enos, E-N-O-S. So please do check that out, because I feel like if we don't understand the opposition, then we are not able to be as well equipped to handle what is coming for us, which is why in the Peaceful Inner Warriors United series, the podcast series that I started last year, Michael Seegers and I actually did the first episode on spiritual warfare and the nature of evil. But Michael helped me understand that evil is not E-V-I-L specifically. It is also E-V-E-I-L, which is the way that energy veils keep us from seeing the truth, because we have the BS of belief systems over top of it. And babe and baby are completely inappropriate references for me from anyone other than the one I choose to be with. And I am not online for that purpose, and I'm quite fine, thank you, looked after. And while my personal life is not specifically what we're talking about right now, it is to say, just be respectful and just don't call somebody babe or baby. Like, that is not reflective of what I'm sitting here sharing. There's no aspect of me sharing this in order to be someone's babe or baby. And I don't mean to be rude if it's taken that way, and if it is, generally speaking, we get offended when we're looking to be offended, so understand that. But there is the piece too about just be respectful. Like, you can't just approach somebody and call them babe or baby and expect that to be a compliment. Like, what's the point? It's like, I have somebody I would like to call that to that just says, like, not yet. And so it's like, okay, boundaries, this is good. You know, that is a noble gas partner that has healthy boundaries. And I'm learning healthy boundaries, and admittedly had very porous boundaries before, which means my boundaries had a lot of holes in them. And people used to break through those holes because I didn't want to be rude and I wanted to be nice. But ultimately, if we're being nice to the point of not being ourselves, that is not beautiful. Like this says, beauty begins the moment you decide to be yourself. Just choose to be audaciously yourself and ask for what you want and be prepared to get it. Like, be the hummingbird that drinks from the nectar of life, the flowers of results, the butterfly of transformation who has an RNA change right as the caterpillar thinks it's going to die, and then shifts into the RNA telling the DNA to be a butterfly instead, which is why what's going on is pretty cray-cray, but we try not to speak too much into such things and hopes to maintain the accounts for longer. But how long can it last in a corporatocratic takeover? Oh, who knows. But what we will do is come back today again at 9 p.m. And what I realized after was that I really should have made it so that people coming for album 22 at 9 p.m. actually came for the 8 o'clock meeting instead, the human aura. So I am going to make a change to the Zoom link so that instead of trying to end one and needing to record or transmute that recording, I'm just going to let 2 back-to-back calls lead into one. So I've just made my decision on here. I've set some boundaries. I've acknowledged a personal detail that is exciting and then vulnerable, and then I am also excited to share with you one of the biggest days in my world in a while, with the album 22's launch today being July 22nd. So super thrilled and excited to be here with you today, and we'll say again, if you call me baby, unless you're the one that I want to call that too, then it doesn't get a reply. And if you reach out to somebody, particularly me, but I'm sure others would appreciate this boundary as well, that when you reach out to somebody, if you want something from them, be specific. Like, be smart, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, time-bound. That's the way you smart goal set. And if you reach out to somebody and are specific with measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound information and request from them,
you're more likely to get a response from busy people. Because busy people respect people that respect busy people. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to connect with somebody and you send them a private message, or myself, like, be clear, like, hey, appreciate this, or, you know, whatever you want to say, and then it's just like, here's it. And then, like, tell me that. And it's just like, if it's for a personal relationship, at least we've made it clear that, like, I'm not on the market, and so thanks, but, like, it's not about that. That's not ever been why I've done any of my stuff online. And when people reach out and just say, hi, how are you? That's an energy steal. Like, when somebody reaches out just to distract you and to call your attention over to them, that is being a vampire in your energy of somebody that you want energy from. You then just reach out without being clear. I recommend, if instead you are willing to be clear about what you want and your intentions are pure-hearted, then reach out, be clear about what you're looking for, and then that person has a better opportunity to decide whether they want, in fact, to actually respond and honor the request that you have respectfully given, or whether they want to ignore something that you've put some effort into. Same with, like, a happy birthday message. Like, if you're going to say happy birthday to someone, don't use a generic message, because I'd rather not receive anything than just to kind of see that I was on the list of birthday people that day that you just, like, forwarded generic messages from, right? Like, oh, there we go. I'm spilling I'm spilling coffee, which is a whole saying in and of itself that I can't think of off the top of my head. And all of these may sound like rants, but I've really wanted to actually address them, and I haven't really specifically known how to do that. So maybe this video will be the reference point. So I'll simply say, it's a big day. There has been lots shared. I would love to know what's happening in your world, what spiritual questions you've got going on, and the intention for why you show up in the first place. I would love to have clarity as to how what I share could be most helpful to you. And I would love to be able to speak into those topics. It's great to see you here today, Stephen. Thank you for joining in. And I would love for you to be able to catch the replay if you would like to go back and hear about all that is happening today. 3:30 Eastern is when the party officially begins. Album 22 is the project that launches today. So excited, 22 songs, artists from around the world. We're still working on the total artist count, but I'm hoping to be able to have those numbers for you after today. And in the meantime, I'm really hoping to be able to get Luna Keller's interview up as well, which we did on Thursday after her amazing performance on Tuesday's Album 22 Mastermind Summit, which you can view on my YouTube channel, Laura J.E. Hamilton, over there too. So please do check that out. Last Tuesday is when you'll find Luna around the 40-minute mark, maybe. It was later in the summit. So just kind of check out if you're only checking out for the song. But wow, just absolutely incredible. That song is called Children of the Sun. She's not releasing it, and she's in the process of recording. So she's not releasing it until a few months from now, but she gave us the pleasure of the live version on last week's meeting. So that was absolutely brilliant, and her song High Low is what she's currently sharing, which is super catchy, and as someone with the diagnosis of bipolar, it's certainly befitting. So I love things that are funny and punny, and you know, it's an opportunity for us to really just be humble and to say, you know, sometimes our willingness to be our authentic selves is really offensive to other people because it activates and highlights what they're not willing to do. And some will not like you for doing that. There are many who are not fans of mine, personally or professionally, because of who I am and how I shine in this world, I say, because like my skin is literally glistening with luminescence, which I do not know why specifically, but it is what it is. It is what it is, so I say to you, please come back again another day. No, wait, just do this afternoon at 3:30 when we go live for album 22's Summit Live. How do you get rid of this glare on me? I don't know. I don't know why it is so bright, but you have a chance to come into the light too at 3:30 with us. Album 22 is where you can meet the artists who contributed to this project, and we will also gather at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time too. So I'm gonna, like I said, change the Zoom link. So if you have checked on the meeting prior to this evening, I'm going to just switch that Zoom link over. I'll let all the artists know, but if you're not on my email list, I don't specifically know how to let you know about this, but I've just done the best that I could by doing it now. So that's the best I got for you. I appreciate you sticking around this morning. Please do leave a comment what this message means to you, what this message means for you, what you're going to do with it. If you want to come to the Human Aura Studies book study at 8 o'clock, then please do join me. I am sending out the Zoom link, and I'm going to be posting a blog at ljeh.ca with the links for all 4 of the summits. We have one at 5:55 Eastern Standard Time as well, probably till about 7:30, because we've got Wayne Peters from What's Up Canada coming on today, and then we've also got Carla Wilczuk, who has the property on the border of Manitoba and Saskatchewan where Woo Fest is going to take place. So lots of exciting news, and I look forward to sharing it with you, and I hope you are shining and losing yourself in the light, and also just being graceful with yourself when you can't, just kind of be seen through the light, and just let that be enough. So have a great day. Lord J. Namaste. Namago.